It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Talking Stick Resort Arena in downtown Phoenix. Tonight, it's the Phoenix Suns taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. The Suns win the opening tip. They'll have it first as we get going in the desert. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Covington. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. So it remains Portland basketball. Powell. Lillard to McCollum. Lillard won't go down. Booker with it. He'll run the offense. Oh, bad pass there. Blazers have it. Lillard guarded by CP3. To Covington. Here comes the screen. Covington. D's got it. Damian Lillard missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Paul with it up top. They trail by 2. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
It's Portland ball. Lillard picked up by Paul. To Nurkic. Going to launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. Lillard to McCollum. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Paul defended by Lillard. Can't connect. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
It can only be one of two things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas. Or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. And he's fouled. He's gone to the line for 2.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Chris Paul, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 86% from the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Lillard to McCollum. Here comes the screen. McCollum matched up with Paul. Now the Suns come up with the steal. Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 of 4 now. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Portland has the ball. Lillard against Chris Paul. To Covington. Fires the 3. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. Into the front court. It's Booker. Down a point. Paul. A pass stolen by Portland. To Lillard. From long range. And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. First try at the line, no good. Second one's no good. One more coming. And he knocks down that free throw. It's Phoenix ball. To Booker. For three. Smothering D. Lillard guarded by CP3. Spinning shot won't fall.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Paul. Now to Booker, down low. Robert Covington, able to recover with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
C.J. McCollum, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Well, you know what the old saying is, when you assume you make a... You know what I'm talking about. You can't fault the D too much there. I was expecting to kick out 3.
Booker with it. Down 4. Mikal Bridges. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it. Saric. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 82%. Knocks down the first. Two for 2 on that trip. Trailblazers take over. Here comes Green. Lillard to Cantor. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. McCollum can't go down. Smothering defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Paul. Five on the shot clock. Lets it fly from long range. Powell with the rebound. D's got it. Damian Lillard. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
And a lot of folks last year, including myself, were surprised that Dame was named first-team All-NBA ahead of Russell Westbrook. Look, I love Dame's game, but come on, man. Russ averaged a triple-double for the 2nd season in a row. Stop it.
Booker, guarded by McCollum. To Paul. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Runner's good there.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Lillard, guarded by CP3. Nothing going here on that drive. And his canter above the rim.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Now Paul with the basketball. Trailing by 4. To Booker. Over to the right side. Baseline drive. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's now 4 for 6.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Portland's got it. Lillard matched up with Paul. To Covington. Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard to Covington. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Booker. Oh, bad pass there. Blazers have it. To McCollum. Robert Covington with the strong finish. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Paul into the front court. Now down 6. To Booker. Trying to cash in. Booker's shot, no good.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Lillard to Covington. Out of bounds. Last touch by Robert Covington. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Paul across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Trailblazers with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Lillard to Cantor. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Paul. For 3. How's that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the 3.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
To Cantor. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
Old school equals high percentage.
Paul into the front court. Down by 1. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. To Paul. Damian Lillard snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Blocked away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Paul. And counted at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Lillard. The monster stuff.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Oh, lots of contact there. Still gets it to go.
You see, Ed, that's the problem. When you have guys on the perimeter that can shoot the basketball defensively, you're taught to hedge at the driver and then stay home, which leaves the lane wide open for great jams like that.
Throws it down.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Paul with it up top. They trail by 1. Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Screen coming to Anthony. Add 2 points to the board.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Paul sizing up the all-star Lillard. Drives, but a shot won't go down.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Paul buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up a 3.
Lillard. Got it.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Suns with the basketball. Paul. Down low more. Off the assist.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Lillard rises for the slam.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Slam dunk. He'll let one fly from half court. The first quarter's complete. No separation so far. It's all even. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. It's Portland ball. Take stock of the floor to Anthony. Beyond the arc for three. Missed it. Fires the three. No good. That's great defense. To Lillard. Nurkic rocking the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Here comes the screen. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, off the iron. No good. Portland has the ball. Lillard to Anthony. Here comes the screen. Lillard still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Lillard. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Why are you even guarding a bad shooter that close in the first place? This is psychological warfare. Leave him open. Make him think about it before he shoots it.
Lillard. Nice finish at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
A pass stolen by Phoenix.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Lillard. Down low, Collins. No, the Suns come up with the steal.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Zach Collins tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Anthony. No good. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
To Lillard. Going to launch beyond the arc. Damian Lillard is going to get a chance at three here. He's struggled so far. Off the mark on the first free throw. And he hits the second. Count the bucket for 2.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Lillard to Anthony. Into the front court. It's Booker. They lead it. 4-point game. Gets to the basket and scores.
This is like a boxing match. If you fight against a great boxer, if he keeps jabbing you at the face, eventually that body will open up. You keep giving up layups like that, boom, a body blow is on the way.
Phoenix has the ball. Booker. On the shot clock for Phoenix. Fires the 3. Well defended. McCollum with the basketball. Down 4. Here comes the screen. McCollum to Lillard. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Booker. The Suns with 4 to shoot. From long range. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Lillard. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. Anthony. He buries it. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
To Booker. Zach Collins with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Anthony. And the slam.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Etuan Moore matched up with Carmelo Anthony. McCollum into the front court. Leads 1. 4-3. Buries the trifecta.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Paul, defended by Lillard.
Hey, clear out. I got this. You open, baby.
Nice pass to set things up. Robert Covington with the strong finish.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Booker, defended by McCollum. Five on the shot clock for Phoenix. Damian Lillard sends it away. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
It's a second. One more coming. Whoops, that won't go. Oh, that's tough. Stuffs it down with authority.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
McCollum with the basketball. 2-point advantage. To Powell. Count the basket at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Booker. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
C.J. McCollum. He's now 4 for 6.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Yusuf Nurkic with a piece. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Yusuf Nurkic. New blood coming in for both sides. Booker. Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from long range. Not going down here. To Covington. No good. It's Suns ball. Trying to take it all the way, but it's no good. Surveys the floor. McCollum. Booker with it. Trailing by 4. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Here comes the screen. Paul. A pass stolen by Portland.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Now Paul with the basketball. 9-point margin. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Off the assist.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
McCollum into the front court. His team up by 7. To Covington. Here's a chance from long range. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Robert Covington swats it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Rim rocker for Norman Powell. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
To Paul. And that's rebounded by Portland. McCollum. Terrific vision. Count it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Mikal Bridges. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Jay Crowder. Time to shuffle things up. To Powell. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Paul across the timeline. His guys trail by 13. Knocked loose. Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. 3 for 3 in this first half. Late heave to beat the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Blazers worked hard for their halftime lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Portland Trail Blazers. The Suns have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Phoenix Suns.
Game track. Assists.
The Portland Trail Blazers are a team that's playing unselfish basketball and reaping the benefits. Great chemistry from these guys in the opening half, and it bodes well for them moving forward. Damian Lillard is the leader among his teammates in dimes.
Player of the half.
Damian Lillard most definitely deserves to be player of the half for the way he distributed the ball. It was an excellent display of court vision and solid passing. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Lillard to Nurkic. Oh, Yusuf Nurkic. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
And it's so deflating for the defense when you pick up right exactly where you left off at halftime. That's the kind of energy you need.
Paul into the front court. Down a bundle. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Lillard against Chris Paul. For 3, and Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
McCollum with the basketball. They lead it by 14. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
And McCollum sneaks in for the rebound. Suns control the possession. Paul matched up with Lillard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Down low, Nurkic. Nurkic rocking the rim. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Into the front court, it's Booker, trailing by 14. Yusuf Nurkic pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Powell to Lillard. Here comes the screen. Lillard in a matchup with Booker. To McCollum. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. Booker with it. 14-point deficit. To Paul. Booker. It's Paul for 2. Not that time. Nurkic to Lillard. Screen coming. Lillard to Nurkic. Oh, big finish at the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Here comes the screen. Chance for Paul. Rebound taken in by McCollum. To Lillard. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And a lot of passers usually have their head on the swivel, but ultimately, either you have a feel for the game or you don't.
Paul with it up top. His guys down big. Booker against the Lehigh product. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Booker's shot off the mark. Lillard guarded by CP3. Nurkic to Lillard. Here comes the screen. Lillard to Nurkic. And he finishes at the rim.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Booker to Paul. Fires the three. That one off the mark. It's no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Oh, bad pass there. Blazers have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Trailblazers take over. Here comes the screen. Lillard in a matchup with Booker. Down low for Powell. And the basket good at the rim.
So much about passing is about the pace of the pass. Sometimes you need to dart the pass through the gap. Other times you need to have a feathery touch where you can loft the ball up for your player to dunk the ball. That pace is everything in this game.
Now Paul with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Mikal Bridges. Booker to Paul. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Nothing going here on that drive. Portland has 4 to shoot. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 4 out of 10.
It seems like yesterday I was rapping with this kid during the NBA pre-draft workout. He looked scrawny. Nobody knew if he could really make it. But the arrow continues to point straight up for Dame Lillard. Another terrific season. A first-time All-NBA first-team player. Tied for 4th in the league in scoring last year. This kid is no doubt about it. Dame time.
Lillard, work it down to Nurkic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Yusuf Nurkic sends it away. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Yusuf Nurkic. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Yusuf Nurkic rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Slams it down. And there was no stopping him that time.
These are missed opportunities. When a guy puts his head down, the help defender closest to the ball, you need to get your hand and scrape inside there. If he has his head down, he can't see you coming from the blind side.
To Mikal Bridges. 5 on the shot clock for Phoenix. Going to launch beyond the arc. And the rebound to Lillard.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
To Mikal Bridges. A pass stolen by Portland.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Now the Suns going to signal for a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out. Anthony. Crowder able to pull down the rebound. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. Portland's got it. Lillard to Cantor. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Lillard. Fires the three at long last. He missed his first 5 attempts from beyond the arc, but he gets that one to go.
Welcome to psychological warfare, provided he's not taking bad shots. But if I were the defense, I would let him keep shooting it. Make him think about it a little bit more.
Here comes the screen. From long range. Not that time. He missed it. Nurkic to Cantor. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Lillard. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Anthony. Portland down to 4 to shoot. 4-3. Can't get the bounce. Phoenix with it. Probing the defense. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Yusuf Nurkic. Huge block. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Yusuf Nurkic. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. "24-second violation." Lillard to Covington. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Scores from the post.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Lillard to Nurkic. To Covington. Lets it fly from long range, cleaning the offensive glass. To Covington. Here's a chance from long range. Steps out and hits.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
covered Covington, able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard. To Covington. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. For three, and the rebound belongs to Phoenix. Deep three at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way with the Blazers in a comfortable spot. It'll be Suns basketball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
It's Portland ball. Lillard to Covington. Probing the defense. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Enes Kanter at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 77% at the line. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does 2 things. Number 1, it creates distance in a hurry. Number 2, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most of the time have the defender jumping out of his shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Great pass to set it up. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
It's Phoenix ball. To Mikal Bridges. A bad pass there. Blazers have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Turns and slams it down.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Screen coming. Lillard. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
I don't know, Ed. Maybe there's a long-term play here. But next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
First try, no good. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. Kanter to Lillard. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. Here comes the screen. Lillard. Great defense, forcing the miss. Into the front court. It's Booker. Down a bundle. To Mikal Bridges. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Portland has the ball. Missed the foul shot. Lillard in a matchup with Booker. To McCollum. Beyond the arc for 3. That won't go. Another shot won't go either. A pass stolen by Portland to Lillard. Count the basket inside.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Suns with the basketball. Booker. Here comes the screen. Cashes in for 2.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
McCollum into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Here comes the screen. McCollum matched up with Booker. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Tight space with the crossover to McCollum. Fires the 3. He engulfed him that time.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
Lillard. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Mikal Bridges. To Booker. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Trying to cash in. Look out. Devin Booker. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Trailblazers take over. Screen coming. Lillard to Powell. Nothing going here on that drive. McCollum to Lillard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was all over him. Mikal Bridges. To Booker. Screen coming. Booker guarded by McCollum. Going to launch beyond the arc. Message received. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Here comes the screen. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Booker to Paul. They'll get it down to Booker.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. On the drive, it's Paul, but his shot stays out. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
You know that's easy. They can't guard you.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Paul into the front court. His guys down big. Booker. A bad pass there. Blazers have it. A pass stolen by Phoenix. Booker to Paul. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. Time for some new personnel into the game. To Powell. Covington to Nurkic. Nice pass to set things up.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Great look and vision. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish. Now the Blazers will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Lillard to Powell. Portland has 4 to shoot. Lillard, he got it off in time, but that shot no good.
Oftentimes, one of the ways to negate one of the best shooters in the game is to make him work off the ball. By making him work, you're taking his legs away from that shot.
And scores.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Portland's got it. Sizing up the defense. Lillard to Nurkic. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Booker with it. Looking to make something happen. The jumper's off the mark. To Covington. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Booker. Mikal Bridges to Booker. From long range. Can't connect. Powell. To Lillard. No, the Suns come up with the steal. Shot from the lane won't go.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Phoenix has the ball. To Booker. Screen coming. Booker. Nice pass to set things up. No good and no foul. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Covington. Lillard to Covington. 4-3. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. Mikal Bridges. The pass set it all up.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Trailblazers with the basketball. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Damian Lillard, a couple of free throws on the way. Shooting just 42% in the contest. First one, count it.
For the Phoenix Suns, number 3, Chris Paul.
And gets both to drop at the line.
Way to hit.
Paul across the timeline. He'll run the offense. He gets it.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Lillard guarded by CP3. To Powell. Lillard lets it fly from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Powell. Lillard, fine to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot for Norman Powell. No good.
Shoot or shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Long heave from three-quarters court. It's the Trailblazers who get the victory as they win this one in blowout fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Blazers got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Portland Trail Blazers. The Suns put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Check out the leading scores for the Phoenix Suns.
Game track. Assists.
The Phoenix Suns found themselves scrambling around the floor, unsuccessfully trying to prevent the kind of passes that led to quality shots for the opposition. It was a problem throughout the game, no doubt about it. Damian Lillard was behind the majority of those dimes and deserves a lot of credit for having his passes on target and on time.
Player of the game.
Damian Lillard is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Signing out.
Pass it, pass it. Here we go, here we go.
Screen coming left. Watch left. Watch left.
I got ball. It's all me. That's me. I got ball.
Stay. I got rock. Barbecue chicken time.
Wide organism.
Screen. In the right, screen.
Come on, give it to me. Come on, here.
Hey, I've been open the whole time.
I got ball. I got him.